Tonight we're trying a new recipe. We're doing some stuffed bell peppers, and I'm telling you what, these turned out pretty darn good. So let's get into it. Of course, we got to get our bell peppers nice and washed. I had every color of the rainbow here. We want to get the core out of these. I cut the tops off of them, and you can just really just use the hands to pull out the seeds and that little root part or whatever. But I did take the stem out and save the tops because I'm going to cut that up and add that to the mixture. Once you have the cores removed, we're going to blanch these.
No, I haven't had to disappoint so many men since Daddy tore down the treehouse.
No, not that, Blanche, silly. We're going to put these in a pot of boiling water. We want to soften the peppers up before we bake them so they get nice and tender. So we're going to get started with the innards part here. We got some oil in a pan. I diced a medium onion, and that's the tops of our peppers there that I have diced up. So I added a little bit extra oil, and I'm going to get these reduced down quite a bit. I want these all pretty soft. So we're going to season these up with some salt, some pepper, and of course the garlic powder there. And like I said, we want to get these cooked down nice and soft before I'm doing the mixture. So this is basically a recipe that I've already showed you guys. This is that beef and rice skillet that I've already made. Some people call it inside out stuffed pepper, but it's basically the same thing here. So we got our 90-10 ground beef. That's about 2 pounds. We're going to get it seasoned up with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder. I also wanted to add some of the Dan-O's original seasoning. I use that stuff on a lot of different things. Also went in with the Dan-O's Primo seasoning. We got a scoop of minced garlic. We're going to get that mixed together. And we want to make sure we don't burn it, but we want it to be able to smell it and have that aroma come through. Then we went through a can of rinsed black beans and a can of Rotel, and then about 2 tablespoons of the Wash Your Sister sauce. We have a little over a cup of white rice, and that's about 1.5 cups of beef broth. So basically what we're doing, we're going to get this mixed up, and we're going to get that going, let that simmer down, and that rice will kind of thicken up, and that water will evaporate. And that is going to be the mixture that we're going to put in the stuffed bell peppers. Of course, we're going to add some shredded Mexican cheese here. Of course, you have to pay the cheese tax to Frank. We're going to get this good and stir it up, and that's pretty much it. We're going to be ready to stuff the peppers up, and here we go. Let's get it going. So I'm just adding them all in here, and I'm doing 2 different kinds of cheeses that I'm going to top them with. I'm going to do some with the Mexican shredded cheese, and then the other ones I did with pepper jack, and honestly, I love the pepper jack. They turned out really well. We got it on the plate here, and I had mine with a little bit of sour cream. The peppers were super tender, and they cut very easily. This was pretty delicious, but if I had to do them again, I would probably roast the bell peppers instead of blanching them with some seasonings, whatnot. And if I ever get my hands on a smoker, they'd be great in the smoker. So give it a try, guys. I think you'll like it. Give me a like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one.